Why am I saying good morning? Well, because I literally just decided to take a nap right after work. I was like debating on it. I was like, should I take a nap, dude? Do I really want it that bad? Am I gonna be like? I mean, I got a nap for an hour, I think, but I was just like, dude, do you think people that want it that bad are gonna be napping? And in a way, it was like, yeah, I was debating on staying up, but I realized ideally what would be the most. But like, one thing is like, okay, I get on bed and I just start doom scrolling for an hour or two, and I'm already like, oh shit, it's already like 9. Well, it'd be this right now. It's already 7, right? I haven't even slept, and I'm gonna probably just go straight to back testing, and I'm gonna have a really, really, really watered down mindset where I'm just gonna be making mistakes because I'm so foggy. Or I could just go straight into the back testing session, but I risk also just being foggy and really tired, and I'm sounding depressed. So it was like, okay, I think ideally the best route to take is take a nap, right? Obviously without my phone. I put my phone somewhere else, right? I put it in the drawer. I locked it in there. I went straight to bed. I knocked out for an hour and 30, and now I'm feeling a lot more refreshed. Obviously prayed right before I got out of bed. One of the things that I was told to was drop my face in very cold water. Unless I feel like the need to do that later on, I'll do it. As of right now, I feel pretty refreshed. I have my water. I just do need to take a shit. I do need to poop. That's the only thing. But that being said, we're gonna go in and back test for a while today since we have a very long amount of time. I'm gonna be going to sleep around 10 to 11 to wake up for market open tomorrow. And yeah, that's pretty much the idea. We're gonna be back testing for 3 to 4 hours today, depending on how I feel towards the very end. But definitely gonna get past that 2 hour mark today. Obviously gonna read my proverbs after. But that being said, I'm literally just leave that there. Forget about this. We're not gonna worry about that, right? We're gonna worry about the strategy, the system. I promise you guys, I'm going to play in this time for real. So I want to talk about which one was it? Mm, Oh, there you go. Proverbs 9 to 7 and Proverbs 9 to 8. Okay, so Proverbs 9 to 7 talks about whoever corrects a mocker invites insults. 9 to 8 talks about do not rebuke mockers or they will hate you. Rebuke the wise and they will love you. Okay. So do you guys think you're a mocker or do you guys think you're the wise, right? Obviously, we've all been a mocker at some point because on the way to become the wise, we have to experience what it is to be genuinely at a low. Okay. To be on the other side. If you want to be on the good side, you have to realize and experience what it is to be on the bad side at one point in your life. I don't know when, I don't know how so, but if you want to be successful, you have to be at a complete low at some point in your life. Okay? So, a mocker, right? Proverbs 9 talks about a mocker. And pretty much, when, let's say hypothetically, someone starts bad mouthing you, and you try to say, hey, dude, that's not nice, they're probably going to be like continuing to badmouth you, not if not even harder, right? So in a way, it's either pointless. You could continue trying to heal them, trying to be like, hey, dude, like, I love you, bro, but like these insults aren't getting anywhere. Simply, you're just wasting your energy trying to make me feel inconfident, disconfident. What's the word? Unconfident, right? Even though I'm a man of God, I built this temple. I don't feel unconfident through your words, but I don't want you wasting your energy. That's one way you could do that, right? Being nice. Or you could just honestly, which is the sad part, is just let them be, right? You could just ignore them completely because you already know it's pointless. They're going to continue. The reason why they're like that is because they have no change in their life. They have not been convicted or they don't really plan on changing. And honestly, you can't really do anything about that. So maybe it would be pointless, although it would really be difficult to just walk away after that, at least for me, because I want to help them because clearly they're bad mouthing me and they clearly have some built up anger or stress or trauma that's causing that anger. Maybe I did something that kind of reminded them of something else. It feels in my part, I feel sad because I walked away from them and they clearly need help. They clearly need the help, right? But I walked away with them. I walked away from them. But ideally, it's up to them whether they want to change or not, or if God's going to convict them or not, right? And 8 talks about 9 to 8. We talk about do not rebuke mockers; or they will hate you. AKA, okay, dude, calm down. I'm here for you, and they're gonna be like, no, f you, bro, leave me alone. Like you don't know what I'm understanding, or you don't even understand. You know what I mean? Like they're not gonna get your point of view because honestly, they're on the other side right now. Eventually, they could be on the good side, But right now, they need to go through this in order to realize greater things, right? Rebuke the wise, and they will love you, right? Clearly means, well, somebody that's wise, you know, aka if somebody started bad mouthing me. What did I just say earlier? I'm not wise. I still believe I'm in a mocker area. At times I am. Well, I'd say I'm in both areas. At sometimes I try to be wise. Hopefully I am. At sometimes I'm a mocker, right? But ideally, my goal is to be more on the wise side, more times than I am in the mocker side. And at the times I am wise, I will tell you, like I said earlier, when I see someone trying to rebuke me or just like completely start bad mouthing me, I feel like the intent to love them, right? Because I know something deep inside of their heart is causing this hatred, this tanglement of their emotions to lash out on me. And I feel bad just walking away, but I can't change that. Okay. I can't change the fact that they're on the other side while I'm on this side. I'll lend out my hand to you, but ideally it's up to that person that is a mocker to grab my hand, and I will gladly be used as the outlet to proceed them to have God in their life, right? I pray that God uses me as an outlet to anybody that seeks God. Okay. I don't know much, but this is the start of a journey. And by the time I'm profitable, I don't know what time you're watching this, but I'm hoping a year from now you're watching this and you see God. I hope you could use me as an outlet. Okay. That being said, I guess we could throw in 12 as well. If you are wise, your wisdom will reward you. This is what I would consider peace. If you are a mocker, your alone will suffer. AK, you won't have peace because you will constantly be seeking a way to cope or just outlash your entanglement of emotions. Be wise. That being said, we're going to go ahead and start this off. I do not have food on my table today. We're listening to trading shit. But what was I saying, dude? I already forgot. Uh, let's just go ahead and pray. I don't even know what I was doing. I think I found a win. I was like, cool. I don't know exactly where, but I was talking about how I could have taken this trade. We're going to be done by maybe 10 to 11. I'll see how I feel. I will be taking breaks around in between to go get food, use the restroom. I still have not taken my poo-poo. But let's go and get started with a prayer. In the Father, name of the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Lord Father, I want to thank you for the safety of being able to allow me to get home home safely, Lord Father. I want to thank you for the opportunity to continue finding the success, Lord Father. I know that you have the success in store for me and the viewer. Father, this is the reason why we put the hours in, Father, because we have that common knowledge, that common sense that, okay, if we continue pursuing, if we continue staying delusional, despite what others have to say, despite what the mockers have to say, the wise believe in us, the mockers may doubt us, Lord Father, but regardless, we want to stay on the side that helps us out, Lord Father. Allow us to be wise and continue pursuing the success, Lord Father. Despite the times we feel doubtful, despite the times we feel like we can't do it, Lord Father, we will still continue to show up every single day and pull the strings until we could finally bring something together, Lord Father, whether it's the solution or whether it's little pieces by piece. But Father, I promise you that me and this viewer are going to stay as ambitious as possible. We're going to stay as delusional as possible until the success is brought to us, Lord Father. As we both know, you are not going to give it to us until we can genuinely say that we earned it or we deserve it, Lord Father, because we understand that when success comes, Lord Father, it's not about just what is given, but it's also about who we become during that time that we chase success, Lord Father. As we know, if success was given to anybody today, Lord Father, they would not be able to handle the responsibilities of success, whether it's to be genuinely giving or to be genuinely selfish, Lord Father. And I promise you, me and this viewer will not be the selfish. We will be the giver. We will be the giver, Lord Father. We will be the giver, and we will give to our neighbors, Lord Father. That being said, Father, I want to ask that you please keep this viewer's circle safe as well as my safe circle. Please keep my circle safe as well, Lord Father. Our family, our brothers and sisters, our loved ones, our lover, whatever it could be, Lord Father. That being said, Lord Father, I want to thank you. If this person has a meal or has eaten already, I want to thank you for the elements to continue having energy, Lord Father. And please, Lord, bless me with elements as strength, courage, as well as the viewer to continue pursuing greatness, wellness, and wealthiness, so what is that called? Oh my God, I messed it up. Sorry. Financial freedom, spiritual wealth, spiritual health, spiritual freedom, everything, Lord Father. Please allow us to continue walking into your path, Lord Father. That being said, take us up with open arms, Lord Father, and Thank you for the hands to continue praying. That being said, the Father, name of the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. All right, let's go and get this started off. I think I was talking about having this potential short that I did not want to take. I don't know. I don't remember. Oh, yeah, because we made a lower low, and then this is when we made the high. We break structure again. We did not retrace the first candle. That did not really appetize me. Not what I wanted to see. We closed on. I usually do not want to actually proceed with those type of candles. But that being said, it looks like price did push higher. So this is when we opened. We swept some type of liquidity. I guess price was definitely sweeping some type of, or maybe there was just the huge amount of buy orders coming in here, possibly. But then it looks like price did proceed to straight take profit. Unless you had your stop loss at 10, I guess you would have been still in this trade and would have hit a good amount. Price then hit this low, and that's when we pushed back up. Then we see price did actually sweep out this high, and then we see a good amount of sellers come in. Price is ideally wanting to continue back further higher. That being said, let's see what price is going to do this next candle. Nothing interesting at all here. Nothing interesting at all around here. It looks like price did proceed higher. Then it looks like we actually ended up hitting a... Yeah, we swept out this high. Price immediately rejected. Swept out this low. Price immediately rejected. Cool. Okay, so then we have a break of structure again. So, ideally, you could potentially short this, okay? Because we had already broke structures to the upside up here somewhere. What was it? We broke structure. It wasn't the strongest break of structure, but it's still considered a break of structure. Why? Because we made a higher high and we make a higher low, right? Ideally, though, this could be a potential short. I'll explain in a minute. It looks like we already did sweep out this high, so we could have some type of resistance show up around here. I'm not going to take the short, but ideally, just using common sense and my experience with the market, what I'm seeing on the 1 minute and the 5 minute, this could be a potential short, possibly not to 10, but I think price might just start reacting off this high being swept. And what else? Possibly target these lows unless another low is made. But that being said, I think this could be a short. So this is where this model comes into play. By the way, this could be a complete fail right after I explain everything, which would be funny. But okay, we broke structure with that break of structure right here, right? Okay, well, we kind of know that we're obviously in a premium area as well. That's very important. But we're going to break structure again. Okay, this bullish order flow cannot be that strong enough, okay? This bullish order flow is pretty much kind of dying down. This wasn't a strong close, so I believe price will retrace to the break of structure. We don't have a potential fair value yet being made, so I would not want to take this trade. Area of retracement is literally only 2 ticks, so it's not really too interesting. But ideally, I guess you could likely hold to... I want to also note out something here. Where's the equilibrium? I guess you could likely hold to here at most. But let's see what price does. It could completely literally do something else right now. Okay, so price then makes... Yeah, I would say this is the safest area right here. Price makes a move down. Okay. What's going on? Price made a high. There you go. Price does hit the equilibrium of this area. Just didn't really want to take the short. I was not liking what I was seeing, but price did do exactly what I expected to do. Now we might see a reaction off this right here. Let's see what price does. There you go. Now this is a trade I could take. Okay, so I don't know what's going on in the 1 minute, but I would take trades like these. Or you know what? Not really though. I would love to see the imbalance higher. But let's see if I could contradict anything else on the 1 minute. This is a potential for value gap being made, meaning price might want to just completely cancel this out before it's even made, right? This is considered out of structure. This is a double bullish candlestick pattern. Price basically repeated itself twice. It looks like we did just sweep this high. I'm not really liking no selling power. Price will likely reject off this high, most likely, but I'm not really liking how I'm not really seeing that much selling power. It could be that we're just late in a way, so that would be cool as well. And honestly, pretending that we trade this, I just want to see how price reacted. Maybe price already reacted off this. Who knows? Price already did react off this, and now we're continuing higher. We already took out those buy orders. So ideally, it kind of looks like, well, price already reacted off of this. It might not even be that we are going to push lower. Let's see what price does. I don't know. I can't even tell you. Okay, so it looks like price did actually push a little bit higher. I guess we were just in the very area of premium. Price pushes to this low. Looks like price didn't really give me that strong of a reaction. Then it looks like price then did push to this 7 a.m. low. We see price push up. And then guess what? Price then makes a high, a low. Looks like we completely break through that high with no displacement. We start seeing a bit of selling power coming into this. This is another short, not really the strongest short. It's getting close to a potential short that I would want to take. It's 9, I guess, for the funsies. Yeah, we'll take it for the funsies. I'm liking the selling power we're seeing. If there is an area of liquidity to the area over here, that would be even better. It looks like we're pushing into this fair value gap. If we see prices pushing into the equilibrium of this fair value gap, that would be amazing. And if we reject off of it, yes, we are. That's actually really cool. It's actually a good confluence right there. We're pushing to this PD array, and the 50% equilibrium zone is being respected. That being said, is there a potential 1 minute? If we take out this 1 minute, that would be amazing. Yeah, so ideally, this is going to be a very fast paced of live forward testing. Like, you're going to have to be on your chair. I mean, it's really not that long for the potential money that you can make for at least 1 hour and around 30 minutes, I believe. No, not even 1 hour and 30, like 1 hour and 20 minutes, dude. Imagine that. One day, if I make money off this strategy, whether in the future or not, in 6 months from now, I start becoming profitable using the strategy, which, by the way, was considered profitable. It's just my drawdown sometimes, the days I would have losing streaks for a while. Oh my god, why don't I just... No, we haven't hit that yet. I'm not a big fan of that. Well, wait, what? Oh. Well, guys, I don't know. This is considered out of structure. Where is the lowest point that price can push down to? This area. We kind of are selling. I'll take it. I will take it. But that being said, if we see price push back up further with more resistance towards the sell side, right? If we see price push further with resistance of the sell side, it's likely because price wants to fill this fair value gap that we're in. But I'm liking how we respected the 50% equilibrium. Although that imbalance is not 10, it is a good sufficient amount for me to be like, okay, cool. And on the 1 minute, where can I likely put my take profits? Swing lows. We'll keep it there for now. All right, place an order. We're going to do a sell order. We're going to do 4 contracts. Stop loss would be set. This would be the trade I would most definitely take. Take profit set to 10. So ideally, whoa. We're not doing that. Whatever, we're already in it. Ideally, this one does seem a little bit skeptical. I would have liked to see price push a little bit lower, or at least react. When did we react off of this low? Because there are some times where you're already late to the party in a way when you sweep liquidity. Yeah, price did react. Not a very strong resistance. Price is kind of holding there. I'm not a big fan of that, but regardless, this would be a potential trade I would take. Imbalance is not it's at 10, but it is considered a good trade in a way. That being said, this is a double bullish out of structure pattern with an imbalance, aka for value gap potentially being made, is at 710. We're bouncing off the 50% encroachment of this fair value gap, but ideally I would not use past fair value gaps. That being said, it's honestly just a double bullish candlestick pattern with a sweep of liquidity that kind of already happened. That being said, let's see what price does regardless. What the heck? What happened? Give us some now. Hello? I think we got... No, we didn't. Wait, what? I'm so confused what just happened. Okay, so we're right here, by the way. Oh no, what happened? Alright, so my thing is lagging bad. I'm just hoping that order is still saved there. I'm kind of too lazy to do all of that. There you go. So price is pushing pretty interestingly. I'm not liking... Okay, let's see what price... No, let's just see what price does. I think it'd be better to see this on the 1 minute than anything else. At that point, right here, I would be break even on this trade, I believe. 1, 2. Yes, you would hit break even. So I would have been stopped out already there. Let's see what price does. Are we going to just completely push towards the opposite area? There you go. Take profit. So the reason why I took this trade, we bounced off the 50% encroachment of this previous fair value gap from previous day. But ideally, I would not be marking that out. But ideally, after this, I might just start marking out as extra confluence. As well as we also swept on the 1 minute. Sorry. This, where was it? We swept this out on the 1 minute, which is important in a way, yes. We didn't really see a solid reaction. I mean, we saw that we already swept it. There wasn't a solid reaction. I think of the selling power that we're honestly seeing is from the fair value gap. That being said, could we hold to this low potentially? Yeah, we could have held. We could have held to that low. So in a way, I'm starting to see a little pattern. We could use 1 minute as recent highs and recent lows as liquidity, right? Because this strategy does go based off very, very minimal approaches of liquidity. We could use recent highs and recent lows as take profits. We're gonna figure that out. Right here, we could have targeted this whole move right here. Sweep of liquidity, then obviously price will react off it. I think that's safe to just hold right there. Price is going to react off here something or something's going to happen, right? Price then, yeah, proceeds to your take profit. So, that being said, let's see what price does. I'm going to go take a poop, dude. I need to check up on the restroom. I'm like telling myself, bro, I just came back from the restroom, but I'm like looking at the beautiful sunset. I'm like, maybe one day. Well, not maybe one day. Maybe sooner or not. I'm just more like maybe sooner or not. Bro, maybe one. Nah, I keep saying maybe one day. I know it's going to happen. Unless I get some random ass like complex, I don't know, underground, which I doubt I will. But the ideal dream is one day I'm going to be making one of these videos, whether it's a back testing video or it's just review or whatever strategy making video. I know one day eventually I'm probably going to have a face cam, or if not, I'm just going to be doing it. And instead of it being, you guys can't see, but instead of it being my bed in the background, for me at least, right? I'm looking towards my laptop. I manifest that one day, and I pray that one day, hopefully sooner, right? But I'm going to work hard to the point where it's not going to be a surprise when I do get it. But sooner or later, I promise you guys, instead of it being my bed, it's actually going to be a view of just the sunset of the city. I don't know exactly what. That would be the best feeling ever. That would be the best feeling ever. Anyways, that being said, let's go ahead and continue. I just take my poo-poo. I was playing Clash Royale in there. I was like so mad, so now I want to take it out on here. By the way, this is that trading playlist. Let's continue, guys. So, that being said, we took this short. Looks like it was a win. We did get pretty close to being stopped out, though. But regardless, you were put at a disadvantage right away at candle open, which was unfortunate. But regardless, it looks like we would have been saved. Ideally, I want to see maybe on the... I'm not doing that 15 second. I know a lot of people who trade the 15 second, and I'm just like, why? 15 second? Like, why, bro? Anyways, yeah, looks like we swept. Fuck it. Okay. I'm supposing, yeah, it looks like we rejected off this high. Oh my god, I'm not doing that, though. I'm not doing that. Alright. What did prices do? Make a high. What did we just sweep? That certain high. What did we just make? A low. Cool. Wait, how many days have I already traded? Win. Oh, I should probably start screenshotting this. 1/3/25. Guys, I'm debating tomorrow. If I don't have work yet, or if they don't call me in to go start working right now, dude, I'm praying I get this job soon. Because I want to start working already, dude. And I want to just have a car before my girlfriend. Well, yeah, my girlfriend before she starts college. I'm a college dropout, by the way. Ideally, my dreams and my visions, everything I want to do, as of right now, as current situations are not achievable through college. Never were, never will be. I need to go out there and take a bigger risk to find a bigger reward, okay? So this is my bigger risk. Although I have not seen any progress, well, I've seen a lot of progress. Forget about the idea of progress. There has been so much progress, and that is a very important thing to hold yourself to, especially as a day trader, right? Because your first year, I'm going to let you know, if you start the way that I'm currently, it is not going to go as you plan. Plan A will never go as you plan, and you should be ready. You should be ready. I'm going to let you know. Definitely be ready, dude. Because plan A will not go to your liking. It's going to be completely opposite of what you expect, if not a little bit similar. But you have to remember, do not have a plan B. Do not have a backup plan. Simply learn how to adapt in a situation that your plan A does not go to plan. Okay? Learn how to adapt, and you'll be fine. That being said, I don't really remember why but whatever. This is a trade. All I'm going to do is just... Am I able to go ahead and do this? Copy and paste. Oh, wait, no, it's going to be Control-S. And just do... Oh, I'm hoping it does not end the... Okay, perfect. Perfect. This is gonna be the 5 minute. What the hell, Beyonce? That's not what I wanted. Sorry guys, I'm trying to figure out how I'm able to go ahead and put a photo of the trade here. I wish there was. I mean, how about instead of that, we just put the time? Yeah, we'll just put the time instead. 6:40. So I could come back later to it. Ideally, I would love to be able to put. There's got to be a way, dude. There's no way. I'm really not trying to do all that. Insert cells. I don't know what cell is. Oh, pivot chart image. Screen recordings, captures, screenshots. Yeah, I deleted absolutely every screenshot. Dude, this was jam-packed. I deleted every screenshot, but this, dude, was jam-packed with a lot of screenshots. And I was like, dude, I need to genuinely be able to say, okay, I don't... There we go. Let me see if it did work. Okay, but how do I view it, buddy? Come on now. Am I just gonna have to, like... How can I see this, though? Confusion. Alright, I guess this is what we're gonna have to work with, I guess? How do I view it, though? I want to see this exact image that's being displaced here. That's being put here. Image? Put image over cells, I guess? No. Go back. Holy moly. We do not want that. We do not want that at all. We do not like that. How do I stop this from happening? No. Oh my god, what did I just do? I don't know what I just did. I did not mean to do that. Okay. What? Okay, bro, come on now. I'm wasting time here. I can't copy and paste it because that happens. Pre-built drop-down smart chips, pipe, file. I guess file would be the most probable one. Oh my god. Insert image in cell, browse. I wish there was a way to make a link. Photos, Google Drive. What if I do this hypothetically? But, okay, how do I open it though? How do I open? Revert to table, show it history, image. Oh my god. I'm trying to figure out how to open image, put in cell, Google Sheets. Open your computer, click the cell where you want to insert the image, select the place your image, and over cells image, choose an image to snapshot, add image to spreadsheet, how to view images, there you go, this is the exact answer. Oh my god, just tell me. Inserting images, the image function. Linked images stored online. Okay, bro, you really didn't. Yeah, we're gonna have to upload Google Drive. Dang it, bro, I don't want to do all that. We're gonna have to go ahead and go on here. Yeah, so explaining my situation a little bit more. By the way, I still have my school email from high school. That is a hack. File upload. We're gonna go and find this right here. Let's see, we're gonna do that. There you go. Screenshot was uploaded. Let's make sure it is there. How do I find it? That'll show location file. Good one. You didn't really show me anything. Oh, it's locating. I'm sorry. Wait, it was just right there. Is it this one? 747? Okay, can I copy it, please? Share, copy link. Good girl. Good girl. Now I have to go on. Oh my god, I gotta do this. Okay, if I do this, this should be, yes, perfect. So this is going to be the 5 minute, this is going to be the 1 minute screenshot, assessing everything that went down. This is going to be whether it's a win or a loss, and this is going to be the time. I should probably go ahead and put the time we take the trade as well. Okay, then. We'll do this over here. Fuck it. So, yeah, 5 minute, 1 minute. What time exactly this trade happened? Trying to make it as organized. This happened at 6:40. Entrance was at 6:40 on the dot. 6:40 a.m. aka pretty much before the time of the first macro. Not interesting enough to me yet. There you go, 6:45. All right, cool. So that being said, we're not going to mark out news. Well, I could mark out news days. You know what? I don't really got to do that yet. I think I'll do that towards the end. Just I think it's a little bit more easier to generally figure out, okay, which days were the most losses, what news days were they. Let's go and delete this. So 6:40 a.m. was the first one. Second one we took. Second trade we ended up taking. Obviously, I'm not counting these. I'm only counting the ones that I am marking out. I'm just obviously paying attention to these other ones over here. If I remember correctly, I think I took this short. Going to market open. Yes, I did. Took this short. It's 6:40 as well. Again, 6:40. 6:40. Another 6:40 a.m. trade. And the third trade, that was yet again a win, so we're currently on a win streak. Cool. Is going to be this candle right here, which was at 7:15. 7:15. I do have rules for this trade or this strategy. I'll get into that later. But ideally, the most important one is one trade per day, unless further data tells me regardless otherwise, or whatever. I don't know if that made any sense. All right, I should have screenshotted this. Oh my god. Okay, let's go back. Let's generally screenshot all these trades. Nope, too far back. Nope. Right here. We're gonna. Oh my god, what to do? Okay, good thing we. No, not 1 month. 1 minute. 1 minute. Good girl. Wow. All right. Let's see if we can find anything on this area over here that confluence this a bit. Not really, though. I mean, I think over here there's just this for value gap fill. And then you got the equilibrium of the final for value gap that possibly might have been what we rejected off of. For 5 minutes, let's mark this out further out. We have this low. That price did bounce off perfectly. So we did bounce off a random low. Cool. Very interesting. What was that? No, we didn't. Wait, what? Oh, yeah, sorry. Wait, did I mark that out right? No, I didn't. Wait, what the heck? What am I doing? Ah! Okay, yeah, so we bounced perfectly off that low, by the way. So at 6:40, that's where I can't open. Then we see price did reject off this area of liquidity. We also had... What the heck? What the hell, yeah, we also had this for value gap that price tapped into. It looks like price pretty much respected. I think I'm paying more attention to this random 1 minute low left side. I mean, look at that. That's not coincidence. What time exactly was it? Maybe it's a data low or something? Question mark? Oh, no, it was just, what is this? Boy, what the hell? It's 5 p.m. Okay. This is where it gets a little bit complicated. So at 5 p.m., a lot of traders consider 5 p.m. I guess this is the candle open. Let's look back. Yeah, so I guess we took out this candle open. Very interesting. It's not actually 1 minute. It's actually a hourly candle open. Hourly candle open. Could we use that as confidence? Possibly, bro. This key level is where we open at 5 p.m. Okay? As of right now, it's not really too interesting unless I see it continue to confluence. I'm obviously going to be trading every single model that I like. And if I can't find further confluence, then we're going to have to likely stick to something like this. We pushed into this hourly candle open, then price rejected off. Oh, you know, I actually got to get a closer image. There you go. I'm going to do that. Hourly candle open, 5 p.m., 5 p.m., 5 p.m. Alright, here. That's what we bounced off of. What is it looking like? Could we held profits up here? Likely. To this high? If not, Yeah, you could have held profits to this high. So I'm not going to drag it out, but just an idea of what we could have held profits to. Right there. And then let's go ahead and go to. We're going to delete this. Delete this as well. Is this upload yet? There's no way this has not uploaded yet. There's no way that has not uploaded yet. Whoa, 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 whoa. What do you mean? Warning already? What the hell? Child safety. Take action. Take training. Submit appeal. The hell? What you mean, bro? Got an 8 views, guys. Isn't that cool? Content. What? Resume upload. Bro, come on now. Come on. Are you serious? Oh. Yeah, that was her. That was her. This stresses me out, bro. Resume upload. Are you kidding me, dude? Are you actually dangling me right now, dude? Come on now. Don't know why it's not genuinely allowing me to upload. Weird. Very, very weird. Screen recording. This one was... Okay, so this one, we could put this one here. This is the one from yesterday. Screen recording. We'll do this one first. How about that? This is the one from yesterday. What? Wait, what just happened? Wrong file. Select day 6 and before. Oh. Day 6. I'm troubleshooting. Hold on, let me figure this out, guys. Figured it out, guys. We're just gonna let that run in the background while that happens. Anyways, so we could have held to this high up here. Very interesting. But we obviously don't. Who cares? I have seen that we are pretty much using these areas as take profit, but yeah, that being said, let's go ahead and continue, and let's see what price does. Price also wants to rebalance that as well. Did I put that there? Did I? No, not yet. Let's do that right now. Okay, put that there. How do I do this? Sorry guys, I'm a little slow. So we're gonna, I think I already screenshot it. I hope I did. Okay. Put this like that. Sorry, I'm just thinking about her, though. I'm so real, guys. Just thinking about her. Just thinking about it. That's all I could really think about it. But when a woman asks for something and you love that woman a lot, you gotta learn how to respect it. You gotta learn how to appreciate that she is a self-deciding woman. And whatever she asks for, if you truly love her, you're gonna do it. You're gonna allow it. Regardless. Okay, right here, 747 is this one right here. Should be this one. Oh no, it's this one right here. Trying to mess me up, huh, King? No, not make a copy. Oh my god. No. Stop it. Stop it. Make a copy. No, oh my god. That was looking on me. Oh, that was looking on me. No cap. No cap. Oh, please stop. Please stop, bro. Please stop, bro. Alright, cool. 8 p.m. Share. Link. Damn, this is gonna take a long time, bro. Fuck. Alright, cool. We got the first column out. 13/25. I guess we're kind of pretty much doing a trade review at this point. 13/25, 13/25, 13/25. There we go. Where did we take the first trade? I could let you know right away off what I see. I don't know exactly where. But let's see here. Let's see. I guess I marked it. No, 1-3, not 1-6. 1-3. There we go. I can tell you off the bat, it is most likely this shenanigan right here. 635. Yeah, it looks like we did take a short off this. Yeah, I would have not taken any model besides that one. Yeah, so it's this one right here. This is just a double bullish candlestick pattern, nothing crazy. I mean, I'll be able to eye this out and genuinely find out which trade it is I took right off the bat. This is the only one that, with common sense of what I'm seeing, it would be that one that I would have taken. Oh, you know what? I think I could delete this. Who the heck is calling me? Oh my god. If it isn't David, my girlfriend's little brother just called me to play. Told him, give me an hour 30. I don't know if it's messed up of me to actually play with him later, or I mean, I'm honestly guaranteeing it to him that I will. Is that messed up, guys? I don't know. I really don't know. Anywho's, did we upload it? You already made me forget what I was doing. Good job, David. Should have it screenshotted. Somebody here. Somebody here. Yeah. Alright, I also need to delete these, by the way. I mean, these are already uploaded. Screenshot. Oh my god, come on now. Delete. Okay, my computer's weird, dude. I swear I had that literally friggin' screenshot, which is hilarious. Oh my god, you guys are going. Hold on, I'm gonna pause this. Figure it out, guys. I think I'll wait. Okay, let me finish this, and I'll just catch you guys on the next trade. Bam, guys, we're pretty much done. We're pretty much gonna get into the second trade. I uploaded every single thing. It took a while, so be glad I'm not putting you through that. Anyways, let's just go and delete absolutely everything that is not necessary now that I've screenshotted. Could have we held to that 1 minute low? It looks like we could have, but we obviously don't. We could have held to, which low was it? We could have held to this 1 minute low, and yeah, we could have taken profits there. So I could be potentially using 1 minute as where directional bias could be laying at. That being said, we don't really see anything prominent. Nothing interesting at all. We do have this untouched fair value gap, and we do have this bearish candlestick pattern. I would take a short off this. There is just not enough confluence to be made for me to be like, okay, cool. We did just tap into this. What's it called? This 5 minute high. But what is the? Yeah, we just tapped into it. There is a lot of bearish power coming into this. So at most, we're going to push to this low. Too many lows protecting down here. Okay, that's the reason why we don't want to take this short. Okay. 2, 3, 4. Yeah, regardless, I don't think you really see. There you go. Yeah. Way too many lows, too much resistance laying down there. That would be a pretty dumb trade to take. And price does proceed to that random area that I marked out. So now I'm expecting some type of reaction. Here you go. We just broke structure to the upside. That is another confluence to why price reversed. We have this low. Now we have just another high made. Okay, we're still uptrending. It is 7:30. We have a sleep. This is a double bullish candlestick pattern. A little fair value gap is potentially being made. It looks like price wants to sweep this low. We haven't swept it yet. Let's see what the 1 minute looks like. And off what I'm seeing, it looks like this could be a potential long, but at most, all right, entrance there. At most this high, but we do have this 1 minute low that's being, 5 minute low that's being seeked out. So notice when I said all these areas of resistance are pretty risky to actually short upon, price is hitting it, and there's not really much of a reaction going on here. I think this 5 minute low is pretty much the swing low of this entire area of accumulation going on. So that being said, I don't really think this is a good. Okay, what 1 minute? Yeah, this 1 minute low is just made. It's not really strong. I think price wants to sweep this area right here. Regardless, let's see what price does. No, it looks like that 1 minute low that we swept was very, very strong, as a matter of fact, and pushed exactly where I had marked it out. Very interesting. We're just playing around here, kind of just getting known to the 1 minute and the 5 minute. Okay, so price made a low, and price continues higher. This is a double bearish candlestick pattern right here. Okay, we do have this 1 minute swept. We already got the reaction. Price is pushing colder. And yeah, I mean, ideally, we're likely going to reject off this 1 minute low right here. But price swept it, immediate reaction to the downside. Then price seems like it's trying to push somewhere up here. We don't really have any 1 minute high, so I believe, yeah, price will likely push down here before we continue anywhere. No, price continues higher and sweeps out whatever the heck that is. And yeah. So this short would have not worked. I mean, ideally in these market conditions, they're not really going on much from the left to the right. We're obviously uptrending right here. Okay. And you are presented with this short. Okay. This is a potential short right here. Let me just make sure that it is exactly what I want to see. Yeah, so with this strategy, you got to be really eyes on with the wicks, bro. That's the only thing I don't like. So this is actually a bullish candle, in fact. I thought it was a bearish candle. Wait, let me make sure, bro. Let Dada make sure he is right. 7. Man, this should be 7 then. 6. No, this is a double bearish candlestick pattern with a break of structure to the same side where we had a already broken structure. Potential for value gap being made. Further confluence? Not really much. We just have this 1 minute for value gap that price will likely want to fill. So we might just tap back into this and reject off of it. So it's not really safe. There's that tap back into. Let's see how price reacts. Price does give me a very bullish sentiment off that. I think you would have already been stopped out. If not. So ideally that for value gap does not really help at all. It just kind of puts you at risk. And yeah, you would have been stopped out regardless. That 1 minute for value gap you got tapped into, took out your order. It looks like price is resisting at this area and finally pushes through, but we are seeing a little bit of respect. And yeah, you are officially done with trading for that moment right there. There you go. That is that. Let's go to the next day. Next day is going to be ISM. We do not trade 7 a.m. That's simple. What is going on here, bro? I don't remember marking out any of this shit. All right, so first two candles are a little bit too volatile for Papa, so we're going to let that run. And what do we see right away? A break of structure after a break of structure to the downside. I mean, the upside. So we broke structure here. Price made this high. So this was honestly manipulation. I'm going to wait for the first candle to distribute right here. Okay, so what did we see right here? Manipulation. Well, let's talk about this. Accumulation, manipulation. We broke structure to the upside. So people started thinking, okay, we're going longs. But then we saw price distribute to the downside. So ideally, this is AMD, power of 3. Ideally, I would always let the first candle, after we see price distribute, possibly distribute lower. Okay, if we see that happen, it's probably because price wants to distribute a little bit lower. Where exactly, I'm not too sure. If this was just a simple downtrend and we break structure once already, okay, I could probably take that. But that being said, what did we just tap into right here? We just tapped into a low, and we are seeing a little bit of rejection, but I wouldn't really want to take this. I usually let price distribute a little bit further, but no, price does the complete opposite of what I had expected to, which is fine. It's okay. 7 right here. We got pretty close to getting stopped out. So ideally, I had that 1 minute high in mind right here. These are pretty much equal highs. I believe price will likely push off that. There you go. Price did proceed to that area. Push off that, sorry. Yeah, so just 1 minute highs and lows are going to be areas that I expect price to push or just push past. Right here you are presented with a not so interesting candlestick price action pattern. Price did retrace back up. I guess you could say price retraced the way it did because we tapped into what now exactly? We took out this low right here, not really strong reaction. We have these equal lows down here, not really too interesting either. We also tapped into this, I don't know what the heck this is on the 1 minute. I guess a fair value gap, and price kind of respected it. Ideally, I'm not a big fan of whatever the heck that is, though. I mean, what is that, literally? I think I see a order block, though. Yeah, there's an order block down here, right? We had this low. We made a move up, then we made a move down. We had manipulation, and then we distributed. So there's a little bit of slight accumulation. The price then manipulated that we were going to sweep out down here further lower, and then we see price completely distribute afterwards. So we do push into this order block. But that is a lot of eyeing out and analyzing every single move, which is very, very contemplating, right? We tapped into this order block, then price did exactly. I don't know. By the way, I'm done at 9:30 because my little brother's girlfriend. Wait, my girlfriend's little brother wants to play Roblox, and I gotta spend some quality time with him, bro. But ideally, I don't know if I'm going to be marking out every single order block fair value gap. I don't know, dude. It's very, very interesting. Right now, I only want to mark out order blocks and fair value gaps, possibly IFEGs, but then that's pushing it way too much. I mean, we're using very low time frames, bro. We're using very low time frames for me to be like very, very okay, interested in these, potential. What's the word? What's the word? I don't even know what I'm talking about. All right, so anyways, notice where we're pushing back up into this order block. This is the order block. This is where we broke structure. So the start of the move up that took out liquidity. It could just be this right here to this, but I like to also mark out the area break of structure. Price will likely resist off this area, as you expect. Price pushed into the equilibrium of that area, and then we saw price push lower. Okay, so price resisted off this 5-minute order block. Is there an order block down here? That would be a little bit more helpful if it's on the 5-minute. I don't see anything though. Yeah, I don't really see anything. It would have to be a bullish order block too. So we have to be a sweep of a low, and then displacement to the upside, and then retracement back in there. But I don't see anything at all. Only on the 1-minute. Price pushes back into this 5-minute, and there is definitely a good amount of reaction off of that. That being said, what does price do? I'm not screenshotting anything until I genuinely find the trade that I say certainly I'm going to take. But we have this low. Price is currently in a what? Downtrend. We broke structure to the downside, okay? Price makes a higher low, so this could be manipulation. Right here, price can likely push down. If not, this is just simply a continuation to the upside. This right here, this whole leg move down, if we break structure to the upside, is going to be manipulation. But I believe this is a strong sense of manipulation. So right now we might be accumulating and then manipulating and then distributing one more time. But right here, nothing is ideal to me. We break structure to the downside. So ideally, we broke structure down here. We do a little bit of shenanigans. This could be manipulation. So I'm not really too interested right here. But obviously, I don't really see anything I want to see. But the idea is, okay, well, we already broke structure once. Be like this. We broke structure once. Price manipulates. Break a structure again. Likely going to retrace back to that area. That's a little bit choppy for me. I'm not a big fan of that. Not a big fan of that unless I see further confluences, but I do not see any further confluences. That being said, I'm not really a big fan of this. We're not even tapping into any low. We're just tapping back into this 1-minute order block that price had respected earlier. And I guess we do have these fair value gaps. If price is going to push up, it might just be to this high. Nothing crazy. Nothing crazy. This is where we broke structure, okay? This is where we broke structure. At most, we're going to push up to this high if we do see price push up. I don't have enough confluences to say price will push up. Yeah. There you go. Price, is this news? Yeah, there you go, news. You wouldn't even trade that. That's just news, bro. You do not want to trade news. You are immediately prompted with a sweep of lots of liquidity. It looks like price did accumulate, manipulate. Wait. Accumulate, manipulate, distribute. Then we see price accumulate. We didn't really see manipulation, but we saw price just continue lower. Cool. So we have a sweep of liquidity. What did we just sweep? We just pretty much swept out this Asia. We just pretty much swept out this Asia low, this London low, and then we got pretty much to the tap of this New York low down here. Might have even swept. No. We literally tapped into a lot of liquidity. Is there a chance that price will likely bounce off this liquidity? Likely not. Maybe we'll continue lower. Yeah, we will likely continue lower. We have a huge 5-minute fair value. Whatever that... This tap into this 5-minute order block was very potentially strong, very potent. There was a lot of limit orders, I'll tell you that much, and price then proceeded down to these areas of liquidity that are very prominent to me. We have, first of all, this London low, Asia low, and then we also have this New York low that price just tapped into. Looks like price is wanting to, if not already, yeah, we just tapped into that London low. Yeah, so price did tap into this 5-minute order block, then proceeded very bearish. I do want to talk about, this was the perfect example of accumulation, manipulation, distribution. Price tapped back into this PD array, this order block, and then price literally pushed crazy down. Just saying. Not using that. I will just note out different things I see on the charts. I'm doing this backtesting session not just to find out the profitability of the strategy and continue back testing, but I'm also doing this to just see things that I possibly may have not seen before. And if I see it continuously happen, I'm going to make note of it. I'm not just going to ignore it, because to me, that's like, okay, God's kind of telling me and answering my prayers. I pray every single day. I see something that I've never seen before. And if I see it continuously, then that's pretty much just a sign from God, like, hey, dude, like, here's that thing you've been asking for to happen continuously. I'm allowing you to see it constantly. Why aren't you reacting off of it? That would be pretty dumb, right? All right, price makes a low, so it looks like that sell power is kind of gone. We could continue lower, though. It really depends. Sweep of that low. Nothing interesting. So you are prompted with this potential long. I'll explain why in a minute. But at most, it'd be safe to just take a long up here. You do have these fair value gaps. Price might want to retrace into this 7 a.m. news fair value gap. I would not take this though, because there's no potential for value gap being made. We didn't really break structure to the downside again. Let's see what else. At most, we're going to tap into here, right? At most, if that's where we want to go longs off of. What did we push off? We pushed off something here, dude. I hate having to do this. Just going to mark out the lowest point of here. Pushed off something around here. There we go. What did we push off exactly? We're going to figure that out right now. Let's see here. I mean, okay. This is Asia session. We pushed off of, I don't know what. I guess you could say these equal lows. Yeah, not really the most ideal long here. Not interesting, but if it does work, then we could say, okay, well, likely we'll push up here, but ideally I would not want to take this long. Let's see what happens on the 1 minute. Price does proceed to that area. Is that in size, though? That's my question. Is my question here. Is that in size? We open here. Oh shit, we are very volatile. What the heck? Yeah, so we could have taken this long. I just didn't really feel like taking this long. Wasn't really correlating with what exactly I want to see in market. We could have held it to this high, but we're just not really. I'm not seeing what I want to see. Okay, I'm not seeing exactly what I want to see. The good thing about this right here, okay, guys, is that ideally with the other strategies, I would have to find out the lot size, the stop loss, exact and ticks, and the exact and take profit. The good thing, if we do end up using 1 minute as confluence as to where we could hold our TP to, is that I only risk 350. I only go 4 contracts. If we could hold higher, cool. It's very cool. In a way, we're kind of, maximizing the strategy, right? I do want to find the tweaks more. I'd rather find the tweaks in this strategy than trying to maximize the strategy. And that being said, whatever we tap down here into, we left a fair value gap. So whatever we tapped into caused a large amount of bullish order flow to kick in, which is very interesting. I couldn't really tell you much of what exactly we tapped into here. Wait, let me make sure I marked that out right. Let's go here. I'm really trying to figure out exactly what it was. Yeah, this is the lowest point. What? I mean, we literally only tapped into this for value gap. It would have to be down here that would make that, but we don't. Unless we do. Oh shit, I guess we did. Okay, so I guess you could say we tapped into those 1 minute lows. I guess that's your but we literally tap into 1 minute lows everywhere, dude. You get me? We tap into 1 minute lows absolutely everywhere. It's about long term here, okay? So we could have taken this long, whatever, who cares? Not really the most ideal, interesting trade I've seen in a minute. Price takes out this high. We are downtrending. Nothing interesting. Potential for value gap being made. Nothing too interesting here for me to be like, cool. Why is it not allowing this to? There we go. So right here, a lot of people would short off this. I would not short off this. I'll explain in a minute. What did price do? Make a lower high. We even have a fair value gap in the directional bias of the trend. We tapped into this PD array. We also tapped into this swing. Yeah, it looks like we're just pushed into this PD array. Pushed into this area of liquidity at most, which I'm pretty sure is sized enough. But at most, we're going to push into this low. Let's just see what happens. I would not take this trade. I have very bad experience from bearish candles, if that makes any sense. At most, we're going to push into this low. We pushed off this high right here. I mean, we didn't even push off. We actually ended up completely displacing above it. It looks like price just really tapped into this PD array. We are seeing a good amount of selling power. So at most, we're going to push into this 1 minute low. Will not take this trade though. Let's see what happens. Price almost stops me out. But luckily, price does proceed to that area. From here, this is just too risky. At most, if I were to hold, be to that low down there. There you go. And yeah, I mean, that's at most, but the safer option would be down here. So price does push into that fair value gap. Not a big fan of it. It is in the directional bias that I want to see, but not a big fan of it. Okay, so price ends up making another bullish candlestick pattern, possibly wanting to push towards this fair value gap. We do have a potential fair value gap being made. We just inversed this fair value gap, so there is a large amount of sell orders, okay? There is a large amount of sell orders. You see price did not resist at all off that 5 minute. We didn't really push into any low, so ideally, if we're going to push higher, I'd want to see price push into a low. Not really that strong, right? And if we look here, yeah, so this one definitely no. I'm good, bro. I'm good. Because guess what? Oh shit, what the heck? We didn't sweep into any low. Wait, where does price close on the there you go, right here. We didn't push into any low, so I'm okay. If price did push into this low, it's going to be down there, right? And then we have this high blocking us up here, so it's not really too interesting. It's at 9 ticks, so it could be that price will push. I don't know. Not ideal. Not ideal for what I want to see. Like, regardless, let's just see what price does. I'm actually pretty curious. Will price push to that high and then project off that? Or is price going to push to this low and project off that? By the way, I think you would have literally already been stopped out. Yeah, you would have already been stopped out. But now I'm curious. Is price going to push to this high or is he going to push to this low first? Let's see what price does. I don't know why I'm doing all this. It looks like price pushes this high first. I mean, well, no, we've obviously pushed to our stop loss, right? So price pushes to this high first, and I'm expecting some type of reaction. No, we push into this PD array, and we start seeing selling power. So good thing we don't take that trade. Not ideal. We didn't really push into any 1 minute low for me to be like, cool, we're going to react off that. On this side, we didn't push off anything. We make this low, then we make this low, and then yeah. So I'm looking for a long. In the 1 minute, I'd probably look into a tap into a area of liquidity. There's liquidity absolutely everywhere. I'm not interested in this potential long. We just broke structure to the downside once more. I mean, guys, you really have to pay attention to what's going on the left side, but I mean, I don't do that yet, but if I genuinely start seeing too much being missed out just because of the lack of attention to the previous day, then I have to genuinely lock in with that, which I would not really like that. We didn't really tap into anything, just this 1 minute low down here. I guess we're pushing off that. We're kind of using that as area of liquidity, not really too strong. We just broke structure to the upside. What is going on here? We do have a 1 minute for value gap. Let's see what price does. I would not want to take this long. And it looks like you probably could have, I'm not going to lie. So we have that buy model that I was talking about earlier. Let's see how far price pushes up. If I were to hold, it would probably at most be to the touch of this fair value gap right here. At most. Or possibly the fill here. No, price would have stopped you up. But you would have hit your 10, okay? You would have hit your 10. Cool, whatever. Just not an ideal trade that I'd want to hold, right? Price then sweeps out liquidity. That's where I'd be like, okay, maybe we're going to push to some random high up now. We do see a bullish reaction off that, 743, 744, and price is continuing higher. So we swept this low, and that's what's causing us to kind of push up in a way. Okay, now you are presented with the one and only, very interesting, very, very high probability setup that I've seen so far. I'm not liking how we just pushed off this 1 minute high, though. So I'm not taking this, because we are in a downtrend. And we had already... Oh, wait a fucking minute. Hold your horses. We broke structure here, this place, so there was manipulation. distribution. And now we're seeing buying power. I'm not liking this 1 minute high up here. But just for the sake of knowledge, okay, I will take the long. Okay, I will take the long. But ideally, this is not going to work out. If we're correct, okay? If we are correct, it should not work out. Why am I going to take this trade thinking it's not going to work out? Well, I got to think, am I going to feel better? Yeah, this is too risky. We have this 1 minute for value at price reject off of likely. We also have this 1 minute high that price is already rejecting off of. This is way too risky for me to be like, okay, cool. I would probably like to see a recent high higher into this area that we're looking at. I would have not liked to see this 1 minute candle push off this internal area of liquidity right now, but we are. Also have that PD array, this fair value gap blocking. It's kind of in between my take profit, but it's not really above. I would have liked this PD array to be above instead of being in between my take profit. So this is a trade I would take just biasing off the 5 minute. Now that I have the 1 minute into my power and just understanding the basics, this is a trade I would not feel safe taking. Now I'm deciding, do I take this trade or not? As of right now, I'm going to say no. Just push into this, I would have liked to see a raw candle push into a low. Regardless, let's see what price does. Yes, we would have been stopped out. Okay, cool. We're getting something out of this, okay? We are getting something out of this. This is a long... Daddy. This is a long I would have said. Now I would say, okay, probably hold long. We just tapped into this low. Equal lows, by the way. Very lowest point. Now I would say, all right, you could probably push up now. Okay. Yeah, never mind. Forget about it. So, okay, so we do not see that happen. Instead, price just proceeds lower. So all that bullish momentum, there was not a lot of limit orders resting here, but all that bullish momentum got taken here. Obviously, I only enter at the 5 minute. Call that quits right there. So that did not end up working out. Cool, we avoided a loss. I'm going to be using the 1 minute as bias now, okay? Which would be double charted, but ideally this is what I pretty much dreamed of. Dude, when I tell you around not even 4 months ago. Holy moly, it's been like maybe like 6 months ago, if not almost half a year ago when I was still back to, I'd say maybe like 4 to 6 months ago, I told myself I was going to study the 1 minute. I never did because it just got too noisy. But now that I've kind of have market experience and just gotten used to what type of things you're going to have to be put through in order to genuinely find out whether your quote-unquote trade is going to work or not. Now that I have that, it's kind of like, okay, I have to do this. And now that I realize how important this is, it's pretty interesting. That being said, what do we push into here? Obviously, you really got to be very, very intentional with the things you're looking at. I'm not a big fan of this type of trading. It's very, very... I'm not a big fan of it, to be honest. I really am not. We just tapped into this area. So could you possibly long off this? Well, I am seeing some buying power. I do have a potential for value gap being made. I do have this for value gap untouched. Price might want to rebalance. What did we see price just do? We do have this for value gap, okay, as well as the pattern I want to see. Okay, we broke structure once, broke structure twice again. Price will likely retrace to that area break of structure at most. So I'll take this long, okay? I will take this long. I like it. We broke structure. Price might want to retest. It is in size enough. Imbalance is size enough as well. For value gap potentially being made, I'm liking it. Ideally, I'm not a big fan. I'm not going to pay attention to the left side just yet. I mean, I am, but I guess at most we just pushed into that random 1 minute low, which is a random 5 minute low. I would have liked to see price push a little bit off this, but I mean, fuck it. Price might want to retest up here. We'll take this one. We're gonna do buy. Finally, I have a trade. Wait, let me make sure it is in time before I continue. Okay, it's kind of getting near the time we would stop trading, so it's whatever. We're still potentially taking this trade, right? Stop loss set to 7, take profit set to 10. Okay. Now, using the 1 minute, where could we potentially hold? I would say the safest area would be this break of structure, but I'm only doing 10. Highest point would be here. Should make it a 5R. Okay. That being said, let's see what price does. I already have this set. That is a large amount of selling power right there that we see at market. There we go. Stop loss. So we have the first loss. That's fine. Let's see what price does right afterwards. That sucks. That really sucks. Dang, that really, really does suck. Wow, that sucks a lot. Yikes. Alright, whatever. Let's just continue seeing where price pushes up to. Are we going to push to that high up there? What am I doing? Why am I doing that? Yeah. Wow, that really, really does suck a lot. I mean, here's the thing. Yeah, remember when I told you guys... wait a fucking minute. Wait. Oh, yeah, there you go. So this is a trade that sucks a lot, but it is what it is, honestly. Wait, I also want to note out, did we end up pushing to that other low that I told you guys that price had not swept out? That is very interesting to note out, if it did. No, we didn't. What did we push towards? It's not like there's a magic amount of sellers here, but whatever, right? So this one, I would just say there's too much volatility. Yeah, so this one I would just say there's too much volatility. Where could have you held? This 1 minute high up here. We got stopped out by one tick, unfortunately. It looks like there was just a large amount of sellers at present. That being said, you really can't do anything except just see this happen, and you'll be kind of happy in a way. I'll explain why. I'd be kind of happy because to me it's like, okay, well, we pushed towards the area that I had expected to, and we didn't really get stopped out by like crazy amounts. Me be like, okay, we would have been stopped out regardless. That being said, we have the first loss of the century. Gonna go and mark this out. We would have held to 10. Take profit, possibly. Possibly. So right here, okay? Could have even tapped into that PD array. TP. Right. Just a theory, not anything too interesting just yet. This is the 1 minute. And then this is going to be the 5 minute right here. Okay, cool. What day is this? Tuesday 7? Dang, dude. That took too much of a long time. 17/25. I'm not upset about this at all, to be honest. I really am not. 7:45. 7:45. We got stopped out by a tick. That's important to note out. 7 a.m. Why is it not letting me put 7 a.m.? There you go. Whatever, dude. Whatever. We have the first loss. Okay. Stop loss by tick. We got stopped out by one tick. It is what it is. If this continues, then we are obviously going to have to likely move to 8, which would kind of mess up the complete RR risk management that we have going on. But that being said, let's go and continue. We need to upload that to Google Drive. Let's see here. There we go. There it is. Well, this is not the area that I expected, actually, right here. Come on now. Why are you not? Okay. All right. So we're just going to go ahead and upload that file. We're going to upload this one, and we're going to upload this one, and then we're going to do that at the same time. Copy and paste the link over there, and we're all set. And let's see, what is this one? This one is... Come on now, you're liking it, bro. I don't have all day. 1 minute. Let's go ahead and share this right here. So, yeah, honestly, you really have to be eyeing out 2 charts. I'm not a big fan of that, dude. When I tell you guys I am not a big fan of that, I'm not a big fan of that. But, I mean, dude, I've been trading this strategy for a very long time. Last Evo I took, I didn't blow it up. We just had a really big losing streak. If the 1 minute could tell me why I had that big losing streak, that is exactly why I'm doing this video, or just these backtesting then, right? These backtesting videos then. Come on now, why aren't you letting me do it, bro? Alright, whatever. Wait, what did I do? This is the 1 minute, actually, sorry. 1 minute? Wait, let me make sure, bro, I'm doing this right. That better be the 1 minute, dude. I'm gonna crash out if that's not. That better? Yeah, it is. Okay, cool. 7:45. Now it's just gonna do that, and then they're gonna do this one right here. I don't know why it's not letting me upload it. Hello, good morning, Mr. Anderson. How are we? How are we today, bro? Come on now, bro. What's going on? You're lagging it, cuh. You're lagging it, cuh. Home. TP. Yes, this is the exact one I wanted to find. We're gonna go ahead and oh my god, I forgot to put anyone with the damn link. Delete that. Let me make sure that is good. Yes. No, that is the 1 minute. That is the 1 minute, dude. Dude, I'm getting really stressed out by this. This is the 5 minute. This is the 5 minute. I already got the yes. Anybody with the link, copy and paste it right here. Go to the 1 minute. Where's the dang thing? Dang. I think I get more stressed out from this than. Okay, cool. We're gonna go and do that right there. By the way, I don't know if this is still confusing you guys. My candlestick colors. Don't overthink it. Don't overthink it. All right. That being said, let's go and continue. So, what did price just do? Tapped into this PD array. We're seeing a little bit of selling power, but no, price is pretty much closed inside. We ended up filling it completely on the 1 minute, and price is now pushing lower. So we filled it pretty much. It's not really usable anymore. Disrespected. We had a close inside, nothing interesting. We did on the 5 minute respect the 50% encroachment. If we did respect the 50% encroachment on the 1 minute here, that would be, I guess, an ideal short that I would not take. Yeah, price never closed inside this 1 minute. We respected the first fair value gap too. That is something interesting. And then we did we tap into this order block? No, we have this order block resting up there though. That's very important. So not really too interesting, but if it does go shorts, no, yeah, regardless if it's not. It even rams through that order block. Holy moly. You do have oh wait, yay, you get another short. Actually, we do not trade at 8 a.m. That is the time of macro, which would kind of confluence why I would want to take this trade because at the midpoint at 8 a.m. it's very likely that we will reverse whatever directional area we're going towards. But we did just, yeah, I think price will likely retrace. We have this IFEG price might want to retrace at the time of the near macro. And price is pretty much pushing in towards somewhere else. I mean, we pretty much did close into this for value gap, so we're likely going to push a little bit higher. But this would be a short right here. What did price do? Manipulate. And now we're distributing. Distributed. Let the first candle go. Where would I hold my stop loss? At this point, I would say the most safest area would be at the touch of this fair value gap. Wouldn't take this short, by the way. I would not take this short, but just the idea of it is kind of in my interest. Let's see what price does. Nope, you would have been stopped out regardless. So price is definitely seeking out something else to the upside. Okay. Let's continue. Would not take that, by the way. Not ideal. It's already 8 a.m. You're at the midpoint of a macro. We're pretty much closing inside. This is very important. We're pretty much closing inside this fair value gap. It's likely that price will fill and then possibly retrace. Yeah, possibly retrace back lower. When we close into a fair value gap, so it could literally be as simple as a bullish candle closing into a bearish fair value gap more than 50%. We're gonna fill that fair value gap. Okay. Any close inside of a fair value gap is very likely that we will fill that fair value gap. And ideally, you do catch that a lot in the 5 minute. Full port that shit. Full port that shit when I tell you from the bottom of my heart, bro. Especially if you see price swept a 1 minute low or some type of liquidity or PD array gets tapped into from the bearish side to support your bullish momentum, then that's pretty cool, right? All right, next day open, please. Let's continue. All right, so we let the first two candles run. Too volatile for moi. I'm gonna go pee real quick, baby. Bro, guys, I'm not gonna lie. My computer just turned off. If this ends, I really hope it doesn't. I'm really praying it doesn't. I'm praying to God. I think we're good. I think we're good. I really hope it doesn't end, though. I think we're good. I actually turned it off. I microwaved some food because I was too lazy to cook and I wanted to just put full time into this. Okay, we're good. We're good. All right, we're. Oh my god! I really hope he doesn't start spam calling me. I'm a little bit late. I'm gonna probably further extend it a bit. I'll see. Are you guys cool if I end it like 5-10 minutes early? Just today, just this time. Even though I've been kind of lacking a lot. I'm sorry, guys. I wasn't really expecting my little bro to actually go ahead and call me to play Roblox. I mean, I would have just said, "F it, just continue." Right. Anyways, the first two candles run. We sweep liquidity. Nothing too interesting. All that liquidity is absorbed, and we continue lower. What did prices do? Break structure to the downside. What did we do previously before that? We broke structure to the upside. So, what does this mean? Well, price clearly manipulated something. I guess you could say we manipulated. Broke structure. Now we're seeing price likely to distribute after this. Not the clearest example, though. Nothing interesting in my opinion. Price just broke structure. I'm going to let the first candle run. Price retraces back up. And that means we likely tapped into something. I think I'm just going to go based off this right now. I'm going to just do 5 minutes. I'm only going to do things I want to see and just study them. I would have tapped into the 1 minute off this right here, but then I was like, nah. Let's just try to get as many. Oh my god, guys. I have this habit burger that my brother left behind. I have not eaten a lot today, so I'm probably going to eat this and then eat one more thing. Go to bed, wake up for market open. Guys, I don't know. Dude, it's because, oh my god. Part of me wants to wake up for market open, just get ready for the gym, get out the way, but then I feel like I'd be bored all day in a way. I don't know. I can't tell. That's why I need this job, bro. Obviously, I'll be back testing, but I can't be doing that. I'm not going to be doing it 24. I need to do that, actually. Forget about what I'm saying. Tomorrow, I'm going to wake up for back, market open, just study my arse off all day. And then, yeah, pretty much just continue refining the strategy. I mean, I got work to do, right? We got work to do. In a way, maybe I'll probably have in between schedules of me going outside and shit, just breathing, or maybe I just might go to PCC and just stay at the library and genuinely study everything while I do these backtesting sessions. I'll see how I feel. I just don't think I want to stay at home. So that might be what I do. I just don't want to stay home. Anyways, that being said, I might just go find an area to study, honestly. That's probably going to be my best scenario. Somewhere nice, though. So we clearly see price broke structure. We clearly see price did retrace back into this area. It looks like we did sweep this low, and then it looks like we were we targeted this low down here at this 5 a.m. I think this is actually, oh, well, this is the first low. Well, the deepest, well, not the deepest. The lowest low, not the low of the market open. Our market opens at 5 a.m. The lowest low that price made right here, right? Price rejected. Let me see. Price started accumulating up. Nothing too interesting right here. Then price actually ends up sweeping that low. Nothing interesting here either. Then we see price displace once more. Nothing interesting there. This is where price action gets a little bit choppy, in my opinion. Not a big fan of trading something like this. This is Wednesday. This might just be holy news. That is a lot of news. Okay. Well, we got a good amount of news here. Yikes. Nothing tradable yet as of now. I mean, I guess this is a break of structure. Yeah, nothing tradable yet. Nothing I'm liking that I'm seeing. Right here, it looks like price got pretty close to displacing to the upside, but failed. Instead, we ended up sweeping. So this is considered a double bearish candlestick pattern. On the 1 minute, what do we see price is doing? We swept out this high. We already kind of had that bearish reaction. Price pushed higher. Yeah, and then looks like price pushed higher, and then pushed lower, and then pushed higher. So it's not really too interesting. If anything, we're going to push into this fair value gap right here. Either two things we're targeting out is this fair value gap and rejecting off of that, which isn't even in size. We might reject off of it completely at the touch, so it's not really too interesting. Or we're going to push to this high that we just made, which is also at 8, so it's not too in much of my favor. Let's see what price does. I'm looking to these towards two areas. Okay, no. So price does completely reject off this area. Okay, price pushes into this PD array. Could have we taken that? I guess. Just not enough confluence. I mean, we already took out this low. I mean, took out this high, took out this high. The reaction between those two already happened here, and we didn't really see price do much. I mean, is this news too as well? This is at 7:05. What time? We had news at 7. No. So this is at the midpoint of a macro as well. So we could see why price actually ended up reversing. We might just inverse this completely down here. Where would I hold? Well, since you're likely going to close. Likely. Not that we are, but we're likely going to close. Unless price... Oh, I thought that was the 1 minute close already, dude. Jeez. Yeah, we close, and then price will likely reject off this. If not, continue proceeding to do what I expect to see is displacement. Nope, price does not do that. So, could have you taken this trade? Yeah, you could have probably. Not ideal. Not ideal for me. Not ideal for what I want to see. I mean, we really look into this. What other confluence do we have? We already took out these areas of liquidity. Already filled this fair value gap. All these other things, man. Like, had already happened. So, to me, it's like, oh my gosh, guys. Give me 1 second. My homie just texted me like a very old photo that this person posted on their close friends that looks exactly like me from the back, but it's 2022. I was already losing weight around that time, so most definitely not me. Holy crap, thank gosh that's not me because that looks terrible. Anyways, what was I saying? Yeah, you could have held to the fill of that for value gap. I think that would be the safest. If not, yeah, that would be the safest area. We're starting to see price resist and pick up after that, so not really too interesting. If we're able to break through that, if we're able to break through these lows, then we're going to continue lower. If not, we're just going to push off this. Let's see. This is at what time? We should be already at the 5 minute. Yes, we should. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. 5 minute. Yeah. So what did price end up doing? Price completely broke below, and now we see accumulation. We didn't really manipulate at all. So this is just, like I said, if we break through here, we're going to push lower. Price did push lower. You're not really prompted with anything except a break of structure to the same side again, yet again. Just swept out this low. So we could potentially be seeing a good amount of buying power. Yeah, I would say this is a pretty safe long that I'm not going to take. But just broke structure. So yet again, we have what's... This one's a little bit interesting. I'm going to write down what we exactly just saw. Price did this, that, did this. It goes like this. And then we got very, very close. Oh, wait, no. Sorry. This, that, right? Price did this. Price did that. Got very, very close. I don't even remember. I think we swept the low, but we got very, very close to breaking structure. But no, the price does that. Okay? So this is the exact model we're looking at. Just swept out this low. Just swept out this low. We do have these imbalances. We're likely going to want to rebalance this entire move up. We did just break below, but I'm expecting this bearish momentum to not hold for very long. Or would I hold to this, but I don't want to take this trade? It is not correlating with what I want to see. But if it does end up working out, we would know why. We have a break of structure to the same side. We had it broken through. We just swept out this low down here. As well as, yeah, not really ideal. We just inverse this fair value gap. That means that we're in pretty strong bearish order flow right here. And ideally, that fair value gap kind of got respected. We did have a close inside, so it's not really too much of an ideal fair value gap, but whatever. Not in a long I would want to take, but hypothetically, we do take that. Not the most ideal. Hold on, guys. Kid wants to play Fortnite. I told him to wait 30 minutes. I don't even have Fortnite downloaded. Anyways, so what actually ended up happening here is price pushed up 9 ticks to the fill of this potential fair value gap on the 1 minute, then proceeded low. So this would be a trade I said that I would not want to take, but ideally we could see why I would have pushed up to 10. I would have wanted to hold up here. Not enough confluences for me to be like, okay, cool, amazing. What I want to see, not exactly what I want to see. Gang, I got banned. There's no way this kid got banned on Roblox. Anyways, I gotta take a bite of this burger though. It's just staring at me. It's sourdough toast, burger patty, Angus beef. Oh yeah, that shit is fucking